massive quality of life update has hit Borgs. Borg modules now have hands, and what this means is you can now actually like manage your inventory better. I think the greatest way to give an example of this is with engineering boards materials. So you can see I have my floor tiles, construction materials, circuit boards, construction materials, and flat packs. You have whitelisted slots. So if I pick up this plasteel when I'm on the flat packs, I can't do it. If I'm under construction materials, I can do it. I can then also go cycle back to it and cycle through the inventory like this. It can be visually confusing, especially on the floor tiles. Like, let me pick up a floor tile. To me, it's not super clear I have floor tiles actually ready to build with. So it's visually a lot, I think, but the quality of life increase is massive, and that cannot be understated. This affects many Borg modules, so like chemical modules, topical modules, cleaning modules, custodial. What other ones? Cable. There was a ton. You'd have to read the patch notes yourself. I'm not going to go through every single Borg to show you this, but I think this gives a pretty good representation of what has changed, and it is awesome. All Chameleon items cannot be locked. For example, an agent ID card, to lock it, you can record the lock phrase. It could be anything you want, so I'll just type in anything. Then it will say recorded successfully. And if I were to say anything again, the Chameleon option will no longer be visible. If I were to say it again, the Chameleon option will come back. So you can use this to evade security entirely if they are searching you for Chameleon items. Just don't make your words something a security officer is going to say by accident, and you'll be good to go. This heavily kills metagaming and makes these items significantly more stealthy. There has been, once again, a rebalance of the advanced chems. Unsurprisingly, that PR was never meant to be the only PR. To give a quick summary, advanced medicines such as bruazine will now heal half of what they used to heal in terms of metabolism rate. So before any of the updates, they would heal at the same rate as most reagents, 0.5 units a second. The update previously, last update vlog, it was swapped to 0.1 unit a second, so your healing was massively slowed. So for example, bruazine used to heal 3.5 blunt pre-patch per second, then it went to 0.6 blunt per second. Now bruazine has been buffed to 2.25 blunt per second, and these ratios are true for, it looks like, all of the advanced chemicals. You also will heal more overall in general with bruazine. So for example, 5 units of bruazine before the patch would be 35 blunt. After the patch, it was 30 blunt total, and you'd heal a lot slower. Now it's 45 blunt, so more total healing. That means more healing per unit and more healing overall, but the healing rate is still lower than it was pre-patch, but 4 times higher than, or almost about 4 times higher than post-patch. I'll have a little picture on screen to make this obvious or more clear, and you can check the GitHub out yourself, check the reagents in game. But overall, all advanced chems are better than last patch, and more chems have been added to this list of this like rebalance process that is going on. Pretty much all guns have been resized. Just put a graphic on screen to make this easier to see. Some guns are larger, some are smaller, a lot are the same size. But in general, they now I feel like make more sense for their relative size. Like the C20 is now smaller than the Bulldog, but the Bulldog is still pretty small. So like, also just throwing on the list here, the baseball bat is now a 1x4 instead of a 2x2. Can change up how you hold in your inventory. So like satchels, you might have a little bit harder time fitting other things in with it if you're trying to use the side rows. Other than that, it's a minor change there. You can now see reagent amounts in field tanks other than just visuals. So if you shift click a water tank that's missing some water or anything like a field tank, I'll still say mostly full. If you rip out a lot of the liquid, well, there's a lot of liquid in these tanks, but it'll give you a general idea of how much is in it. So just a way to gauge it. So just a way to gauge how much is actually in these tanks without just visually looking at the sprite, because it could definitely be a little confusing sometimes. When putting in light bulbs, you can actually see the light bulb travel to the light fixture, just so it makes it a little bit more clear when somebody's actually fixing the lights, and, well, I guess also when they're taking them out. So that way, when a light magically comes on, you can see most likely who did it, and it just looks nicer. You can now make many objects out of cardboard, from tables, walls, to actual equipment. This equipment is not exactly winning any contest. However, the cardboard helmet and the cardboard armor actually give you stamina damage reduction, so there could be some use to this. Also, I mean, the main reason you're doing this is that it just looks hilarious. So yeah, just press G, check your construction menu, and get some cardboard, and you can become the cardboard knight. The captain now will start with administration glasses, so these will act as flash immunity and show ID status, and the hop will just have administration HUD, which just gives information about people's ID status, no flash protection. So now captain doesn't need to feel the need to go seek out sec HUDs, they have that. And the hop, well, can now actually see IDs as well. Just round start. So that means if you are a visitor or a bureaucratic error allows you to spawn in as an extra one. You get these glasses as well, so it's a nice benefit for that as well. Creatures like dragons and cyborgs can no longer crawl. Honestly, I feel like a crawling dragon animation would have been really funny to see, but it didn't really make sense these things could crawl for gameplay or just, I guess, just visual purposes. Either way, that is gone now. The station AI will now get a notification and a ping sound when one of their turrets has acquired a hostile enemy. This could be good for, well, keeping track of things. On aero alarms, you can now select all or deselect all for the gas filters. Definitely a nice quality of life. Chefs can now bake a new cake called the Berry Delight Cake. It's made with cake base, berries, and milk. Inside of it, there's no special reagents or anything. It just looks nice, and it does definitely look approaching. It certainly makes me want it. Hamlet can now sometimes be a more lore accurate hamster, and that means why does it have to scream? Canes are now available in the trinket slot, and offset canes can be printed. And this is what it looks like in your hand. And let me swap hands with it so you can look at that too. So good for roleplay purposes. Creatures like dogs will now spill reagents a bit when slurping. It's not like a guaranteed thing, but I guess it's more accurate for dog-like creatures. And to end this video, there is now a small section in the credits to honor those who are no longer with us to help make this game a reality. And I want to thank our contributors and maintainers for all their hard work, and thank you for watching.